Welcome to Food, Wine, and Whiskey, a podcast about having fun conversations on tasty dishes, vinos, and spirits from around the world. Rob is your host. He is an avid home chef, WSET Level 2 award in wine, and a whiskey drinker and collector. Time to set the table. Here's Rob.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode. We appreciate you stopping in. Sandra and I are on the road. So now everybody knows, Sandra, you're on this episode. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. We are out and about, and we're at Vinsanto Wine Bar Bistro in Houston, one of our favorite places to hang out, drink wine, and we thought, why not just come over here, hang out, drink wine, and record an episode?
Absolutely.
So that's what we're doing tonight, and you have a bone to pick with me tonight's episode.
Yes, I do.
Well, go ahead. Throw it out there. Get started.
Well, our episode is going to be about how many wine glasses we have.
Well, let's just say it's about the wine glass in general, because we might cover a lot of things about the wine glass.
Yes.
But one of the reasons for this topic is your annoyance with the number of wine glasses that I like to have.
We have a lot.
You need a lot.
Do we?
I mean, we only have like 130.
That's a lot.
That's not a lot. We like to have people over.
Not 130 people.
We can get into it here in just a little bit. But let's just start by talking about the wine glass and the importance of the wine glass. And this is no judging on this episode. This is just me and you talking about our preferences, what we like, what we think makes the experience of drinking wine better for us. Everybody has their own opinion, and there is no wrong answer. You drink wine the way you enjoy wine. We want to start with that. This is just, for me, being the wine snob that I am, how I like to drink and enjoy wine. So the first question with wine glasses would be, how many do you really need? Is that your question?
Well,
how many do we really need?
Right.
In the sense of type of glass.
Well, type of glass, that's a whole different thing. We do need different, yes.
Okay.
We do need different types of glasses depending on the type of wine that we're having.
Well, let's start there, because that builds up to how many you need of each of those types for the things that you do in your, dinner parties and things like that. So how many types of glasses, Sandra, do we need?
Okay, we need a champagne.
Okay.
We need a white.
Okay.
We need a red.
Just one red.
Maybe one other type of red.
Why?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes it tastes, you can get different
Bingo.
things
Where
out
are
of
you
them.
on my side, Sandra?
No, but I guess my complaint more is of all the places we've been to, do we really need to buy a glass at every winery we go to?
Boy, this is going to come back to backfire on you here in a minute.
Why?
We'll get there. I don't disagree with you that there's a what you need and what you want or what you like to have at your house. And what you need, I think you're right. I would say 3 wine glasses are fine, to your point. If you wanted a 4th where you were thinking about, a Cabernet type glass that could be for any of your bigger, bolder wines, and then call it a Burgundy glass that would be for your Pinot Noirs or your Brunellos or anything that's that lighter skin type of more delicate type of wine, that's fine. So you could say 3, no more than 4 is all you really need. You can get away with 3.
Right. Types of glasses.
I don't disagree with you, but let's start with, just so we can clear this up for everybody listening, the champagne glass. Is there a particular flute you love?
Well, I don't want a flute.
Okay, I just wanted to get that out there. What do you want?
More of a white style glass. Although we do have a specific champagne glass that does help aerate and create the bubbles in the glass.
Yeah, it keeps them moving, keeps the carbonation moving. It has the points in the bottom of the glass.
Right.
That just kind of keeps the bubbles, the carbonation moving. We like that, and we both agree that, if you're not going to get a champagne glass, a white wine glass is perfect. They do make different styles of champagne glasses that aren't flutes, that do a really good job. And our recommendation, our suggestion would be get one of those over a flute.
Yes.
A flute. And the reason we say that is a flute takes away that experience, because champagne's still wine. Even though a flute looks nice with these long line of bubbles coming all the way to the top, because, most places are going to pour that flute full so that you see all these bubbles. It looks pretty. It really does.
It does.
But you really want to be able to experience that wine on the nose and on the palate. And so the theory of enjoying a wine with the proper bowl so that you can get the aromas that you want, letting the wine breathe, and then, tasting it on the palate, it holds true to champagne. The right kind of glass to drink champagne out of is not a flute. It's more a white wine type of glass, but they do make specific champagne glasses in this type of style.
Right. But, if you have a flute, there's not anything wrong with it. We have some flutes as well, but we use a lot of it for our mimosas. Well, we use those
all of them
flutes for mimosas.
Yeah.
Because they're fun.
They're fun.
They make you feel fancy.
You're not trying to look at bubbles or anything like that. You're just, it's orange juice or blood orange with some bubbles in there.
Right.
Usually a Prosecco.
Correct.
So 4 wine glasses is all you really need. You heard me say it a minute ago, we're nerds. We're wine snobs. So you're not going to find a stemless wine glass in our house. And I'll also let you know you're not going to find a pool in our house. I would tell you if we had a pool, we'd probably have some plastic stemless wine glasses to hang out by the pool. But we don't have a pool. So what I'm doing there is not knocking it if you have a pool. Or that would be the only scenario at a lake, at the ocean, at the beach, somewhere like that where you don't want to break something. Then I would be all right with that. But if I'm just enjoying wine and trying to enjoy it properly, I don't want a stemless wine glass.
No.
Why?
Well, because then your hand will warm up the wine.
What else does it do?
What else does it do?
Leaves the oily fingerprints all over your glass
and
can take away from
the viewing of
this wine.
Yes.
Yeah. Because one of the enjoyments of wine as you're drinking it, in this period of time, wine's not a beverage like a beer that you're just going to throw back and just, crush the can and get another beer. Wine is something to be enjoyed over a period of time while it's in your glass. And so being able to still see it, being able to still swirl it and see how it's being affected in the glass, being able to not warm it up, to your point, not touching the bowl so you don't warm it up. These are things that are important to me and you to really enjoy that wine. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some wines that are not made to be, funk about a whole bunch, that just throw them back and enjoy them.
That's founders.
Fine. Yeah. Those are wines that hot summer day, you're sitting out back with some friends. It's just a very simple wine. You want a glass of wine, but you don't want to have to think about it. Drink those all day long. I think they're great. And then you want to put your hand all over the bowl of the wine glass. That's up to you. It's not gonna
hurt.
It's gonna warm up your wine faster than you might want it to, depending on how fast you're drinking. But it's not that big a deal. But we're talking about when you're trying to enjoy a glass of wine. We want stems on our stemware because we want to be able to protect the bowl and not warm up the wine and keep that glass clean.
Right. So we're not talking about stemless this time.
No. We're going to tell you that our recommendation would be to get stemmed glassware.
Correct.
Yeah. What's another part of the glass that's important to you?
Would you call it the rim?
The rim, yeah, absolutely.
On how wide or how...
Yeah, people might listen and go, man, you guys are weird. That doesn't make any difference.
It does.
It does make a difference. The thickness of the glass around that rim when you're drinking from it, as dorky and nerdy as that sounds, it really makes a difference. So getting glassware, and you don't have to spend a lot, but getting glassware with a thinner rim really makes a huge difference when you're enjoying wine from that glass.
I agree. When I first started on my wine journey, I don't think I paid too much attention to
we didn't know
the glass or the rim or anything like that. But now it's important. Very important.
Yeah, something that's big for you and I when we look at new glasses is how thin that rim is. Yeah. But then other than that, that's really our criteria. Glasses, like you just heard me say, doesn't have to be expensive. I mean, you can go to places like Good Sense or Good Homes, like that plug for Good Sense, or Good Home, or not Good Home. Home Goods. And they have wine glasses that work just fine, that have the description that we're giving you with the stem and a thin rim and not going to break the bank. You can get a 4-pack for $15.
And they're good wine glasses. You can find some quality wine glasses. What am I talking about? The maker, like the, what's that wine? Not winemaker. It's the wine glass with the Z.
Oh, the Zaltos.
Zaltos?
Yeah, those are great. You can get those at Home Goods as well.
Those are really good quality wine glasses.
Yeah.
You can find anywhere. So you really don't have to spend a lot of money.
And there's a lot of different brands that are, they're not high-end, super fancy, whatever. But for somebody that wants a good glass, I don't want you to think you have to spend a lot of money. You don't. So that's really, going to places like that. What I wouldn't do is go to a Target or someplace like that because they're probably just going to carry Libby and these big glass kind of, making kitchen glassware first and then, diving into the world of wine glasses. And they're not going to have the rim that we're talking about specifically. They're going to be much more heavy. And I'll tell you, the weight of a glass really plays a part in how much you enjoy working the wine in that glass, swirling the wine, drinking from that glass. You don't want a big, heavy wine glass.
You don't.
You want it to be light and sensitive and elegant and fragile and, to handle it with care.
I will tell you one thing that I have found myself doing is that when you look at the glasses, I always like to make sure like it's all one piece and not two
Well, I wasn't going to
pieces.
bring that up because now you could be changing costs.
Well, yes.
It's usually hand blown. It's one piece. I'm not going to. It's nice if you want to go there, but you're not going to find that for a budgetary cost.
No, you won't, but they're nice.
Yeah, very, very nice. Okay, so 3 wine glasses, all you need. We're big fans of stemmed glasses, so you hold it by the stem or by the base, and then we want a thinner rim on the glass. If you have those components, doesn't matter the brand, lighter weight, not thick glass, then you're going to have a quality wine glass, and that's really all you need. Now we jump into how many do you need? That's where it becomes a little tricky in relationships in houses.
Okay, so now I find I'm backing myself into a corner because I have found some glasses. I said we only need 3 type of wine glasses.
Yes, you did.
But
Already, we started the show by saying you have a little, grief with me. You have I'm annoying you with the number of glasses we have, and now you're going, well, maybe there's a happy medium, it sounds like.
there is, because, okay, along with those wine glasses, you also want to have your wine glasses that you might take to a restaurant or something that may not carry wine glasses, and you want to have a nice quality wine glass where you bring your own bottle to the restaurant.
So you bring up a good point. Let's talk about that. Because you used to give me a very hard time about, we love restaurants that are BYOB.
Yes.
Because anytime, wine is very personal. If I can if I have bottles that I enjoy and I'm going to eat a particular type of food, being able to take a bottle that I'm going to enjoy with that meal is important to me. And when we find restaurants that allow us to do that, we always take advantage of that. It's important to both of us. And for a while, you would go, just use the wine glasses they have. And a couple times we would, and early in our journey, it would be a goblet type glass. I mean, you're talking about, or it would be think about a very, 1830s, very short, very round, no bowl on the bottom, the same circumference from top to bottom. And you could not experience or get what you needed to out of that wine. So now I said, screw this. I am taking if I'm going to take a bottle of wine, I'm going to take my own glasses to make sure we enjoy that bottle the way it should be. You used to give me a hard time about it, but you've changed your mind.
I did. So, but you only need maybe 2, maybe 4 of those take to a restaurant glasses.
Okay. But they need to be in the inventory.
Yes.
You need to own them.
Yes.
They're also good for backup glasses, and we call them universal type glasses that whites work in them, reds work in them. But they're also good to have in case you do have a larger type, event or dinner party or pizza party and you need some more glasses. And the ones that you might, usually use, they're taken. You need a few more. Having those as your travel type glasses as backup for folks who come over is a good thing too. I'm really giving you some good reasons on why we need this number of glasses, but keep going.
I guess my more complaints is those glasses we get from wineries.
Yeah, but we haven't done that anymore.
I know.
So the question becomes, do you want to get rid of them? Since those are memories of going to those wineries, buying glasses, do you want me to throw them away?
Well, I think we could use just one.
We don't have any in our bar that we use anymore. You don't pull, no? Tell me the last time you saw a logo on a wine glass for us.
Yeah, I guess it's been a while.
Those are put
Well,
away.
maybe I shouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah, I think you're getting in trouble. We do have a lot of wine glasses, and one of the reasons we have a lot of wine glasses is we do like to host dinner parties.
We do.
You know, we do this show. We like to talk food. We like to drink wine. We like to hang out. And so a lot of times we'll have 8 to 10 people over.
So let me ask you, let me turn the tables on you.
Okay, go ahead, turn them.
Why do we have so many wine glasses? Why do you think we need so many
Well, that's what I was just getting
different types?
One, there is a burgundy glass, and then there's that bigger red, that Cabernet type glass. And we have 12 burgundy glasses, and we have 12 Cabernet glasses, because a lot of times we'll have 10 people come over for a dinner party, and you got to have those. And then if you're tasting 2 wines that you're comparing, now you got 8, 10 people who each need 2 wine glasses, and you want to give them the same glass so that they get the same kind of experience from both wines in the same glass. So now I got to make sure I have enough for 8, 10 people to have 2 glasses each, sometimes 3. And then we get into white wines doing the same thing, right? We got to have at least 12 champagne glasses if we're going to have 10, 12 people come over for a dinner.
Do you know how many glasses we're cleaning at the end of the night?
Well, it's worth it, though, isn't it? And then what about the 4 that are just high-end glasses that you just had to... These, I didn't want to buy these. Who wanted to buy these?
Well, those are beautiful glasses.
Okay. Does it change? Let me ask you this. This is a good question. Does the type of glass change your experience, your enjoyment of drinking wine when it's out of that glass?
Yes.
I would agree, 100%. Just like if you're at a winery or, in Napa or in France or in Italy, and you're enjoying a glass of wine outside, overlooking this beautiful scenery, that wine is going to taste that much better. But same thing, you put it in a nice glass, it's going to change the way you think about that wine. And when we've seen it happen, when we've had people come over for a dinner where it's a smaller dinner party, because we have these nice glasses that are $150 each. And when we have a nice dinner with just 4 of us, we'll break them out. And people who've come over and drank wine out of these go, hold on a second, what is this? It's so light and delicate, the way the wine flows at the size of that bowl, and the way it noses up. It's just an experience to enjoy wine out of that glass.
It is.
So you got to have those.
So we just keep those.
We're keeping those.
And that's it.
Okay, so...
Wait, do we need the burgundy glasses? Those are those big ones?
Those are the ones I'm just talking about. Those are burgundy.
Yeah, those are huge.
You want to get rid of those then? The ones I'm just talking about? The nice...
No, wait, I thought you were talking about the smaller ones.
What smaller ones?
The smaller, delicate ones.
Those are champagne glasses.
No.
What are you talking about?
Okay, I guess I'm talking about the big one, the huge bowl.
Oh, you're talking about the old big-ass wine glass?
Yes.
We don't even have those anymore. I gave those away.
You did?
Yeah. You need to keep up with inventory, girl.
Oh.
Those have been gone.
See, that's where we have so many glasses.
You can see who pulls down the glasses and manages the inventory to pour wine and all that stuff. Not Sandra.
No, well, that's why I say I don't know if we need all those wine glasses, because the ones that we use are just perfect for me to just pull out and use all the time. They're the same ones I use all the time. That's why I don't think we need so many glasses.
Well, but the other reason we have glasses that are hidden around in the kitchen and the wine room and stuff is because there's a lot of times that we have friends that are getting into wine, or somebody's sister that might be getting more into wine, and they might need a few more glasses, and we might be generous enough to give them some. And we've done that to somebody's sister. And then we have a daughter who's moving out who probably needs, 6 or 8 glasses for her apartment. So
we'll be taking rid of our inventory.
Yeah,
okay.
We'll get rid of that.
Well,
and
then
have
I'm
to get
happy.
New ones. Yeah. What? You don't want to get new ones?
No.
Okay.
Well, I say that now. Who knows?
No, but I just think, there's no magic number. Do we have a lot of wine glasses? Absolutely we do. Would I get rid of some? I would. I just don't want to throw them away because the glasses we have are all pretty nice. I would be more than happy to give them to somebody who would use them and who's, getting into wine, the journey in wine, and give it to them. I have no problem with that because we have them in our kitchen cabinets above high, and they just sit up there. So getting rid of them, I don't have a problem with that. But that would still mean we still have, probably 80 wine glasses that are in our rotation at some point. Maybe not daily, but some point. Yeah, we're not going to use them all very often. We do have glasses that are kind of our daily use time glasses, a red and a white. But again, for me, it's more that volume play just to have them when people come over. I've been to dinner parties and things, and there's nothing wrong with it when people will go, hey, if you don't mind, bring a couple wine glasses with you. And I get it. Most people aren't going to have a lot of wine glasses. Perfectly fine. I'm just dorky enough that we have space for them, and I like to have them.
Yep. Is there a certain wine glass like you like to gravitate or buy or?
It kind of changes, because part of it will be going out to places and being able to experience a wine, at a nice place that has nice wine glasses, and they pour you something in a glass that in a shape that you haven't had wine out of, and you go, this is kind of cool, kind of like the nice glasses that you liked, and then you go, I want to get glasses like this. But for the most part, I really like our stemware. We have some really nice, funny enough, Bordeaux glasses made by an Italian glass blower. And our white wines are made by the same producer. But we have really nice Burgundy glasses. We have a variety of Burgundy glasses. We have a variety of Champagne glasses. So there's really nothing that... I will tell you that our Champagne glasses I really like with the points on them. But the one like Chris Rulin has, where it's just kind of more that teardrop kind of wine glass, I've been tempted to get 3 or 4 of those, or probably I should say 2 or 4 of those, or sold in 2-packs and 4-packs. I'm just afraid when you see them, you might get mad if I bought them.
Well, this is my thing. You bring in, you got to take out.
Oh, I'll get rid of some of those old ones that we don't even use anymore.
Oh, that would be fine.
You're fine with that.
Well,
I'm starting to understand the rules.
But wait a minute. The ones that you're going to get rid of, are they champagne glasses?
No.
They're just wine glasses we don't ever use? Do they have anything sentimental on them?
No, nothing on them at all.
Okay.
I've got clearance. I can do that.
Yeah, because I really like those glasses.
Okay, see. People are starting to figure you out, Sandra. It's funny. It's whatever Sandra wants.
Hello.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. It's called marriage.
Yes.
Okay. Are there wine glasses that... Do you like our stemware? Have you been somewhere where you go, I want to get rid of these and get something updated, newer,
Right now, I think I'm pretty happy with what we have.
Yeah, I am too.
I don't think there's anything I would get rid of aside from getting in new champagne glasses.
Yeah, and I don't think you have to spend a lot of money on wine glasses. And we're talking about some that are pretty expensive. And I would say if you get into wine where you're drinking expensive wine and you just want that, that experience, and you have the budget to do it, then fine, do it. But by no means is it something you need to do to get a better experience with wine. Just having a solid wine glass, you're going to get a great experience with the wine in that glass and thoroughly enjoy yourself.
Well, I have to say, I think that's been one of my go-to gifts for newlyweds is to get them some nice wine glasses. I think that's something that they don't think about at the time. And, sometime when they may be entertaining or having a wonderful first anniversary dinner and would celebrate with their new wine glasses that people don't think about.
Yeah, it's. I think that's a great point. I think wine glasses are very important because I think newlyweds, the ones we know, the ones we've known over the last few years, want to get into wine. So if you can help them in that journey, that curve of the glass, getting them something that's pretty solid out of the gate, that's going to help them, it shortens that curve, so to speak.
Right. I agree.
Yeah. Kind of crazy, but I want to ask you this question. Let me see. One of the things I do, and you, again, as I've said multiple times in this episode, I'm a wine nerd, I'm a dork, I'm a geek when it comes to wine. I will tell you that if we go to a restaurant and it's not BYOB, but we want to get a glass of wine or a bottle of wine, I now look at their wine glasses first. Because if they don't have nice wine glasses, I'm like, honey, it's a beer or a cocktail tonight for me. Do whatever you want. But if they have nice wine glasses, then, I don't care what their list is like. We've talked about this earlier. If you have a really nice wine list, but you have shitty wine glasses, you're taking away my enjoyment, my experience with that wine. So the most important thing is that you have good stemware to go with the good wines that you're offering. And that tells me a lot about a restaurant. The thought they've put into it to curate that wine list should also be the same thought they put into it to have the proper glasses. Again, not a huge number of different glasses, but the ones that they do have, having the qualities that most wine people look for to enjoy a glass of wine or a bottle of wine.
Oh, I agree with that. I very much agree with that, if you don't have a good wine glass, it can take away from your experience, especially us who do drink a lot of wine, know a lot of wine, and enjoy wine, want to enjoy the experience. A good glass does play a big part in it.
It does. A quick story. You and I were traveling a few years back in California, and, I love to cook, and I loved watching guys, diners, drive-ins, and dives. And when we would travel, we'd find it, because those are our kind of places, those hole-in-the-wall kind of places. And when we would travel, we'd try to find a place. And there was this great Italian place on the beach that was just outside of L.A., and we were like, it was BYOB, and we were like, man, let's go pick up a really nice bottle and take it up there. And so we did. We really went and found a really nice wine shop. I think we spent close to $100 on a bottle of wine. We took it to this Italian place that was just rave reviews, and a big part of it was because it was on diners, drive-ins, and dives. But their glassware was what I described earlier as that, 1800s kind of 1830s, 20s little goblet, 2 inches tall, 2 inches round, and that's all you had for a wine glass. And I didn't want to open the wine, but you did, and we did, and it was just nothing with the wine. We
wanted to enjoy the wine because it was a wine that it was a good wine.
It was a very good wine.
It was a good wine, just the glass.
Yeah, we'd have been better off just saving the wine
and then
just going to, Home Goods or somewhere, buying a little 4-pack, going back to the hotel and drinking the wine.
And we have done that.
We do that a lot when we travel. When we travel and we want to have a bottle somewhere, whether it's an Airbnb or something like that, that's a good tip for people. When you travel and you want to go somewhere for a week on vacation or something, go buy wine to put in wine glasses to put in the house. If you're going to get to a destination and buy some wine, spend the extra $20 just to go buy 4 wine glasses or 2 wine glasses, depending on the size of your group, to enjoy that wine with. Well worth it. And a lot of times we just leave it at the Airbnb when we leave, and we contributed to the space, and the next time the people won't have to do that. They'll have nice wine glasses. Now, a lot of times we do check first. We go check in, we see what kind of wine glasses we have. And if they're good ones, then, hey, score. But if they're not, it's like, let's go buy some wine, and we got to stop by a Home Goods.
And it doesn't happen too often because we tend to travel with our wine and our glasses.
If we're driving, yeah, that's a good point. If there's a difference between how you're traveling, whether it's in the car or if it's on an airplane. On the airplane is when we typically will go buy glasses and wine. If we're traveling somewhere, yeah, we load up. Glasses and wine, yeah, no doubt about it.
Depending on where we're going.
Yeah, no doubt about it. What else about wine glasses?
Well, do you think people should be spending a lot of money when they go visit a winery on their wine glasses?
That's a memory. That's part of the experience. We did it. So who would I be to tell somebody after we did it and we enjoyed it? We would come back, and for years, this was mostly to Napa. We would buy those wine glasses, and we absolutely loved it. It was great to come back and open a bottle from that winery, pour it with into the glass that represented that winery, and we enjoyed it. So if it's something you want to do, absolutely do it. By all means, I have no problem with that. Do I think you'll outgrow that? Absolutely, I do. I did, and I think everybody else who gets seriously into wine will outgrow that as well. One, the etching and everything can take away from seeing what's in the glass, and that's one of the big reasons I want to. A lot of those designs are so big on the glass. I don't want it. You can turn the glass the other way, but I just like my glass to be. I think the wine looks more elegant in the glass when there's nothing etched on it. So, yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, we did it. Do you disagree?
No, I don't disagree with your comment on
You're
that.
just ready to get rid of them now.
I think I'm ready to keep. Well, because we were buying two of everything.
Yeah, one for you, one for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so now I think maybe if we kept one.
Do you think any of our kids would want one of each if later on down the road they say, hey, these are trips my mom and dad took. These are wine glasses from wineries they visit. Or could these become that type of family heirloom?
No.
No. Okay.
No,
sorry,
'cause I
Ian.
think-
Sorry, Ashley.
Will one of them have them? Yes. Will they create their own memories and probably go down that rabbit hole of buying their own wine?
Is there
Yes.
no dishware or silverware or glassware from your mom or grandma that you'd like to have for the memory of it being theirs?
There is.
Well, why? Why don't you make your own and just...
Well, I don't know.
So you're speaking a little prematurely where our kids might go, Mom, hold on. Those were trips that you all took, and we want those wine glasses. Those are memories that we can look at the name on the glass and go, this is from a place my mom and dad visited back in the 2020s. I don't want to say 1900s.
Well, I guess you make a point. I guess my whole wine glass thing is going down the
I
drain.
don't know what your whole thing is. I'm kind of... I think I'm winning.
I think you might be. I guess I just want to make room for maybe cocktail glasses.
I'm fine with that. There's 8 flutes up top we can get rid of.
I'd be down for that.
Okay, there's other glasses we can get rid of. Like I said, we have some extra tinware. Cocktails is something you do want to get more into.
Yes, I do.
We do have
A nice martini glass.
Yeah,
coupe.
we have martini glasses. We don't have
coupe.
coupes. Yeah, so there are some glasses that we need. But that kind of adds to the glass discussion. I think if you're going to have a home bar, usually people who drink don't just drink wine or just drink bourbon, or most people will drink a mixture of things, whether it's tequila or rums or cocktails. So I think having a good bar selection of glassware is just kind of cool. If you like to host and have people come over and hang out, it's kind of cool to have that available.
Absolutely.
You're not using the red Solo cup.
No,
Unless
red
you're
Solo cup. Unless you're
backyard
by the
playing
pool.
beer pong.
Right.
Yeah.
Then those are fine.
Yeah.
Other than that, no red Solo cups.
Yeah. So
I'm not for that.
So do you have a favorite shape for a wine glass? Because you'll get some wine glasses like what we have in front of us, and you guys can't see it, but it's more that, I call this a classic Bordeaux type glass where it has the bigger bowl, and, as you get about a quarter of the way up, and it bowls out all the way up to halfway, and then it starts to taper back down to the nose. But you also have some like what we have at home where it's almost flat on the bottom and very wide, and then tapers up a little sharper. So, there's different styles of glasses that you can get, and a lot of it is just, aesthetics, pleasing to you, to the eye, and how it feels in your hand. If I'm a golfer. If you're a golfer, we always talk about when you address the ball, does it feel good? Does it look good? Does it make you feel... Same with a wine glass. When you're drinking wine out of it, do you like the way it feels, the weight of it, the way the wine moves in the glass? As nerdy as it sounds, it matters to the enjoyment of the glass of wine.
100%.
Yeah.
100%, because like you said earlier, I don't want a Libby glass. But sometimes some wine glasses can be a little too delicate where you're...
Worried about breaking it all the time?
Yes.
Yeah. The thin stem scares the crap out of me.
Yes.
And, I think you bring up a very good point. I think one of the things that's going to happen in your wine journey is you're going to break glasses. And so you hear us talk about our daily wine glasses that we use, because if we do break one, it's not a huge deal. We can replace them. They're not super expensive. And that's why you hear us say that the nicer glasses, we only break out in a small setting. We only have a few of those. We want it to be more controlled. But yeah, you're going to break glasses. So having a glass that you're okay with being broken at some point is really a good thing. Again, if you have deep pockets and you're like, hey, I can buy a new glass at $100 a pop, no problem. More power to you. But most of us aren't that way. And if you're spending $10, $15 a glass, that's a little easier to do than $100, $150 a glass.
Right. Like these glasses
point.
that we have right here, I like them because I would call these like universal glasses.
I would agree with you. We're drinking white out of them right now, but a red would be fine.
Exactly. It's very universal. It's easy. It's got a nice stem and a nice thin rim, and it's just lovely. But yeah, you asked me if there was a wine glass that I like or prefer.
You have a preference, yeah.
I like maybe a little bit rounder, not maybe so flat at the bottom, a little more rounder. And
I like a round bottom, too. What?
Ay.
What?
So.
Did I throw you off?
Yes, you did. Oh, my goodness. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
You like a rounder bottom,
yeah, I
not
like
so
the
flat.
rounder
Same.
bottom on the glass rather than so flat. I don't think we have really.
Ours are a little bit. Those other ones, when you look at this glass compared to what we have, you have to look at them when we get home. But I like ours.
I do.
What I would say about ours is it's more flat on the bottom, but it still rounds up. Where I've seen some almost like square wine glasses.
Yes, and that's what I don't like.
Yeah.
Where it's very squared.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
No, and I guess looking at shows and looking at people with their wine glasses, I do like to see all the different shapes that are out there, and I'm always like, ooh, I like that glass.
Yeah.
But
you do that a lot.
I do that a lot. And
Says
then,
the girl who says we have enough wine glasses. She's looking at wine glasses and going, I like that.
But what do you say? You want him? And what do I say?
Yes,
no.
get them for me.
No, I don't.
Really?
I say no. I don't. We don't need them.
Then you wink at me.
I say we don't need them. I just like them, but I don't need them. But those are ones that I see, and maybe after I use it, I might say,
and then a month later, she's
it.
like, well, when I say I like it, but I don't need it, you know what that really means. I wanted those.
No, that's you.
Oh, okay. That might be me. That might be me.
That's more you than me. But.
Well, that's our take on wine glasses.
Yep.
I think sometimes it gets lost in how important the wine glass is. And not talking to varietal, but the quality of the glass.
Correct.
Do I think you need a glass for Malbec and a glass for Cabernet and a glass for Syrah and a glass for Pinot Noir? No, I don't. But what I do think you need is a quality, not expensive, but a quality white wine glass, red wine glass, and the white wine can be for champagne. If you want a bubbles glass, and I would say if you don't drink a lot of bubbles, don't buy a bubbles glass until you start drinking more bubbles. So quality is really what matters in the glass. And again, the red and the white's really all you need. If you're not going to drink a ton of champagne, then don't buy it yet. But if you
use your white?
Yeah, use your white glass. If you see that you're starting to drink it and you want to get a glass where you can really, make those bubbles come up and enjoy that, because again, drinking champagne, part of the enjoyment of that is seeing those bubbles through the glass. It really is. And that's why the flute is so popular, because it really is a pretty thing. It's just not something that works well for actually enjoying the wine. And champagne is still a wine that is nosed, and you give it some analysis and then you taste it, and it's a very complex, very, very structured wine, and you should enjoy it the way it should be.
Absolutely, because I think even with the flutes, the rim is or the top is so narrow, you can't get a lot of aromatics.
No, exactly right. You get zero aromatics because there's no bowl. It's an inch and a half diameter for 8 inches up and down.
I challenge people to go and try a champagne in a flute, then try the same champagne in a white glass if you don't have a champagne glass
Sandra,
with a whiter.
that's a brilliant idea. And what you're saying is, if people don't believe us, go do that.
Yeah.
No, but really, it's always nice to experience it,
yeah.
to really know and see the difference. I think you make a great point. I think if you have the ability to, just a white wine glass, say you already have flutes at home, and you go, wait, I've been drinking it out of flutes. Should I not be? You're listening to this episode of the podcast. Pull out a flute, pull out a white wine glass, get a bottle of bubbles, sparkling or champagne from wherever, and drink out of both. You don't even have to do it blind. You're going to see the difference on the nose and on the palate. And I think that's a brilliant idea. Very, very good idea to do that.
Yeah.
That'll really get you over the hump for going, screw flutes. Mimosas only.
And that's basically what we use them at home for, our mimosas.
Yeah. Well, we're going to wrap up this episode, but I do want to let everybody know that, please go to the website, foodwinewhiskey.com, foodwinewhiskey.com. I've started doing my blog on there on some of the episodes that we're doing, and my new blog will be next week after this episode comes out, and it'll be on the wine glass. I'll talk a little bit more about it, and I'll post some pictures of what we enjoy, what we're drinking out of, things that Sandra thinks we should get rid of. And it'll just be a fun little blog about the wine glass and what we have in our inventory. So go to the website. You can also see on there things that we're cooking, things that we're drinking. The episodes are also available to listen on the homepage there. But we're going to start trying to do more and more on the website. So definitely go check it out. We'd really appreciate that. And thank you very much for those of you who listen to the episode all the time. We really appreciate that. We appreciate you guys being subscribers. And if you haven't, leave us a like, leave us a review anywhere that you listen to the podcast, on Spotify, on Google, on Apple. Really helps the show, really helps us in the algorithm to be found by other people who might enjoy the same content. So what do you got to close us out, Sandra? Anything? You're looking at me like, what do you want me to say?
You caught me off guard. Cheers.
Cheers. So a fun show. We really appreciate everybody listening. Wine glass, very, very important. Don't buy a nice bottle of wine and then a bad wine glass. The experience won't be as good as it should be. Invest in those glasses. And by invest, I mean take the time to buy a quality glass. Doesn't have to be expensive. But get the essentials of what that glass should have to make it something that can enjoy the wine that's put in it.
Absolutely. Drink more wine.
Drink more wine for sure. Well, thanks everybody for listening to this episode of Food, Wine, and Whiskey. And until our next episode, enjoy your next pour. Cheers.
Cheers.
Always enjoy when Sandra comes on the show.
Thank you.